Okay, everybody, welcome to day 3 of boot camp. My name is Monica Perry, and I'm your Market Center Tech Trainer in the Greensboro and Winston-Salem Keller Williams Market Centers. I'm so excited to be with you guys today, and anybody who's watching the recording, welcome as well. Today, we're going to be going over all things consumer facing as far as our website and the mobile app that is set up for consumers to search. So I will be sharing both my computer screen and my phone screen, and hopefully my phone screen sharing will cooperate with me today. We're going to go ahead and work on getting that set up in the background as we discuss. And to get to consumer, we're going to look at it from both sides. Your side as the agent and what you can do and what you can see, and we're going to look at it from the consumer's side. So if you have any questions along the way, again, please don't hesitate to ask. That is why we are here. And hopefully my phone's going to cooperate today. To get there, we're going to click on this last applet on the left from the agent facing side to get to consumer. Okay, so this is the back end of our website. So this is where you would come if you wanted to add a page, delete a page, edit a page of your website, build a custom landing page, edit your guide builder, which I know that they were updating this, so this may or may not be working this morning, and collections you guys won't see quite yet, but they are forthcoming. And so this is where you go. You log into command, last applet on the left. Vice versa, here is my website. So you can see what it looks like. And I have changed out these background pictures on my website. You have the ability to do that, and I will show you that today. And I will show you how to build some custom landing pages, which are great for different uses. And we will look at the mobile app and what it looks like when a consumer interacts with it from your side. So any questions before we get started? Pretty good. All right. So if Scott Leroy Marketing set up your technology for you, you will have a website already fully active. I get a lot of questions about websites, and I like to go ahead and head those off ahead of the game. These websites are not built for search engine optimization. So in other words, if you were to go to Google, right, and say, real estate in Winston-Salem, okay? These websites are not built to land up here at the top. That's not their intention. These websites are built for you to put it in the hands of the people that you already know, of anybody that you meet, of any leads that come in off of Facebook ads or any other marketing that you're doing, so that you have a one-to-one conversation with this person through your website interactions. So if you're looking for a website that is optimized for search engine optimization, you probably want to look into some other websites. There are lots of them out there. Playster, Wix, Boomtown, they all cost money, right? So not the same intention between those two different types of websites. I do get questions on that, okay? So I just want to make sure that we're clear on what these websites are for. The main thing that a consumer is going to want to come to your website for is what? To search for houses, right? So you can see here on the front page, the very first thing that they see is a search bar, okay? If I go to something that rhymes with pillow, what's the first thing you see there? A search bar. If I go to realtor.com, what's the first thing that you see here? A search bar. the reason that we built our websites the way that we did is because that is what consumers have told us that they want. Through consumer research, we found the main thing they want is to search. Okay. So if you want to continue to use this website, which the cool thing about this website is, if somebody signs up to look at more properties on here, it automatically puts them into your command database so that you don't have to have that double entry. So I always like to give a couple of options. Team Overby in my Winston-Salem Market Center, they like the fact that when people are searching for homes, if they want to click further in, they will have to register. But they wanted their website to look different. They wanted to have different stuff on it, which is fine, right? We're independent contractors. You are allowed to do what you want with your business as long as it is within the legalities of the North Carolina Real Estate Commission and the National Association of Realtors, right? So you can see Team Overby has a little bit different looking website. However, if you click search our listings, watch where they have it take you. They have it take you to their command website, because that way they have that interaction with the client. So you have different avenues that you can take to build your website. But today, what we're mainly going to focus on is what you can do with this site and what your consumers see when they're using the mobile app for search. So any questions about what we just discussed? I always like to head that off at the beginning so everybody's comfortable with what we're doing. Cool deal. Okay. So the pages that you should have pre-installed by Scott Leroy Marketing. An about me, if you gave him a bio, it will be here. If you did not give Scott Leroy Marketing a bio, there will be a generic, working in the triad, generic thing here, but you can always edit that later. Okay. So you'll have this page. You will have a page that looks like this. And it will have some different verbiage up here. And it again will have some generic text in here that still sounds lovely. But if you want to edit that text, you can. And last but certainly not least, you will have a page to download your mobile app that looks like this. Okay, so that's what Scott Leroy Marketing will have set up for you. All of these other pages that I've added, like leave us a review. And my actual reviews where you get to see what they say. Okay. This blog page. This is from a company called Homekeeper. They do have some new rules in place. I recommend if you decide that you want to use Homekeeper, that you talk with their team about what that means. They do want access to your contacts. They're not super spammy by any stretch of the imagination, but you do have to maintain that partnership with them in order to have this content. So I just want to show you what your availability is. And then anything else that you want. If you're from Winston-Salem, you've probably heard of Smitty's Notes. So I can take any third-party website that I want, and I can insert it into a page of my own website. So Smitty's Notes is the thing that tells you stuff that's going on in Winston-Salem. You can subscribe to their newsletter. And I've been looking at it for as long as I've had a computer, it feels like. So I thought it would be nice to have it on my website. And I also, if you guys have ever scheduled a one-on-one with me, this should look familiar to you. I've linked this. So any website, you can link it to your own website. Okay. I linked our new Keller Williams School of Real Estate. If you know anybody who's looking to get into the business, now is a great time. They can get their pre-licensing classes taken care of online at no cost, which is cool. And then I even threw in the idea to feature a restaurant when I was teaching boot camp last month. The Sherwood is my favorite neighborhood restaurant, so I inserted their page here. So you have some customization, but not a ton. that you can do with this. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of give you a look at what that looks like. And we'll look at searching here in a little bit. Okay, so again, we're in the last applet, which is consumer. When you default, you open to agent site pages that have already been established. And the ones that have the teal eye over here on the right are the active pages. Okay. So those are the pages that are active. Let me get the zoom bar out of the way. So you can see here's all those pages that we were just looking at. Okay. We also have landing pages. We're going to go through a little bit of navigation of this back end here. And again, remember what we talked about earlier in the week. The only thing that you have to do in Command is add your contacts to your transactions through opportunities, right? All of this other stuff is fun, it's exciting, and do not go, oh my gosh, I have to learn how to do all this stuff immediately. No, you do not. You already have a functioning website. I'm just showing you what you have available to you, okay? So the next tab at the top is landing pages. So these are standalone landing pages. You can use them to build out for a listing. Anything that you can really think of, you can put onto a landing page. So here's December's landing page that we built for a specific listing. If I click on this, it is a website. We did this in reverse and put the contact form at the top because we were talking about using this at an open house, right? So if you have an open house, this way you can say, can you please sign in, right? We're in the middle of Omicron. Sanitize that tablet screen, hand it over, let them sign in. After you sign in, please feel free to look through at all the pictures and the details of the property before you walk around and take a tour, right? So that's what we built last month. The guide builder, again, I'm not sure if this is active today because I know they're making some upgrades, but we shall see if it is. Let me click on one of these. Okay, no, they still have it down today. Normally, you can come back here and edit your guide. So you can see here at the top of my website, there's a guide. So my person can say, okay, I'm going to get started on buying a home. This guide will tell you what's happening. Click get started. Tells them about Keller Covered. I've already got home insurance. Tells them about home warranties. We were already kind of far down in this, but your client can check off where they are and you can customize these steps. Normally back here in the back end in the guide builder. Hopefully that'll be back live soon. And then again, collections, which you guys don't have yet. So we're going to skip that for this month. Maybe they'll be out by February. I think I might have somebody in the waiting room. There we go. Okay. Last but certainly not least is your site and app settings. So this is a button you might use quite frequently. If you ever forget what your website is, you can come here and find it. And under the general settings is where you can change this agent site hero text. So if you're looking at their home screen where mine says love with where you live, that's where you can choose to edit that to what you want it to show. This is where you can change out those background photos. Keep in mind, they recommend 1200 by 1200 pixels. So really high quality photos. And please make sure that you own those photos. Don't use stuff that you don't own just in case, right? These are some pictures that I have of Winston-Salem, and that is what I chose to put on my website. But the stock images are beautiful, and there are multiple stock images available in designs that you can use if you don't have your own pictures that you want to use. Download app landing page. Again, I changed this text to match my website text, and I'll show you that download my app page here in a minute and what it looks like. You can also choose to add your virtual tours. So if you have an active listing and you have a virtual tour, you can select that up here. These preferences down at the bottom If you don't want to have Keller Mortgage displayed on your agent website, you can disable it. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. I'll search towards my current location. And I will click on this pretty blue house. And when I'm looking at this home, down here it says I can save thousands with Keller Mortgage, or I can get quotes from Keller Covered, which is our insurance company. If you do not want these two things to show up, this is where you can turn them off. Okay. Display neighborhoods on my agent site. We talked about neighborhoods earlier in the week. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go back one step. I'm again going to look at my current location, and all of these blue lines that are showing up are the neighborhoods. Sorry, I'm trying to get these windows out of the way. These blue lines are denoting neighborhoods. So if I scroll in Old Sherwood Forest, which is where I am, Sherwood Forest Road, Litchfield Place, Sherwood Hills, Woodgrove, Knobview, all these different neighborhoods are here. Now, the cool thing, in my opinion, about these neighborhoods is the information that you can get. So clicking on this neighborhood gives you about 7 websites worth of information from other sources that your clients are getting all in one spot. I'm following Old Sherwood Forest as the client. In this case, I'm Dakota, as usual, as a client. Okay. He's following Old Sherwood Forest. He's being able to see the average days on market, average home price, average price per square foot. And then if he clicks Explore Neighborhood, he finds out what locals are saying. Animal advocates, we're friendly, we're dog lovers, civic engagement, and handmade culture. What's our walkability score? Not very high unless you really, really like walking to get to where you want to go. As he goes down, he gets a market snapshot, sold statistics, properties that are for sale, further down into what locals are saying, plus 6 more, right? Transit and commute times. So he can add his office. I need to change this now that we have a new office address. Even though they're literally right next to each other, that's okay. We're still going to change it. There we go. So now I know how long it would take me to get to my office. 7 minutes. How long does it take me to get to my brother's house in Huntersville? 1 hour and 12, right? So you can add up to 3 locations to the transit and commute time. You can look at nearby schools. Okay. Student to teacher ratio, all that kind of fun information here. And probably my favorite is that we have Yelp built right into our website. We have an exclusive partnership with Yelp. So I can see there's my favorite sushi restaurant, my favorite bougie restaurant. Sorry, Mr. Lees, I don't like your Chinese, but I do love the Sherwood. So these are restaurants that I frequent because I live right here and those restaurants are all right there, right? So that's super cool info. I can also see nearby neighborhoods. So maybe I like this area and there's nothing for sale within my price point or that has enough bedrooms for me. Then I can see neighborhoods that are close by. They can also fill out this interested Let's Talk form and find out more information. And it's branded to you down here at the bottom. So these neighborhood pages are super cool. And if you live in a rural area, if you live somewhere that doesn't have a lot of neighborhoods like the heart of Winston-Salem does, and you want to turn them off, you can do so right here in the settings. You can disable those neighborhoods. Cool. Any questions on this? Again, we are in the site and app settings under the general tab. Okay. While we're here, if you were to ever type in your website and instead of it showing like you branded, it took you to the generic KW website, the national website like this, this button is more than likely turned off. So if you ever try to type in your website and you come to generic KW where there's no market center name up here, make sure you check this button right here. Okay. All right. We're going to move forward a tab. The rest are pretty simple. Your URL. Mine is monicaperry.kw.com. If you don't like what you originally set up, this is your opportunity to delete it and add something new. And if it is available, you can claim it. Okay. A lot of people text me, call me, ask me, where can I find my app code? It's right here in your site and app settings under URLs. I recommend that you copy this code, put it in your notes on your phone, put it in your email signature. Those are all good places to have it. You also have the opportunity now with the command app that when you're in the command app in a contact, if you hit the 3 dots at the top, and I'll show you that here in a minute, you can actually share your app code straight from there. So there are several places that you can get it. I'm going to try again to see if my phone will cast. There, it worked this time. Y'all bear with me. Everything's trying to be difficult. Okay, so if I go into my command app right here and I go to my contact, I'm going to switch myself. I just don't want to text anybody that's not expecting to be texted. So I'm going to open my own contact here, right? If I hit these 3 dots right here, I can share my app link. And now that we have send using Twilio, if it's a lead from online and you have been texting them through a smart plan with Twilio, you can choose to send that message using Twilio. And it says, hi, this is Monica Perry. Here's a link to download my KW app for a personalized search experience, right? And then I can hit next, and then I can send that off. Or I can text it using my native cell phone app as well. You have a choice now of which way you want to do that. I can actually send using the device as well. Okay. And then it's going to ask me if I want to add that activity. Yes, I do. Right? There's my text. And I can say, you know, sent agent app. Consumer responded. And save that activity right there. So there's a couple of ways that you can share your app. All right, cool deal. So while we're here, I want to show you what this app download page looks like. So again, in my email, if you guys have ever gotten an email from me, pull this over. If I compose an email, down at the bottom, it says, do you want to download my KW app? They click the phone. It takes them to the page that I'm about to show you. So this page is branded to you. And it looks like this. Curious about what's trending in your neighborhood, ready to make a move, download the app. From me, they can choose which type of phone that they have. And I will show you the video quickly on the app, and then we will keep moving forward. super cool video there. And we'll go ahead and close that out. So your consumers can see what the app can do there, which is really cool. But that's what this link takes them to. So you guys know, because it's always good to know what your consumer is going to see before you send it to them, right? All right, so any questions on the URLs page? Are we good? Cool deal. Next up is featured listings. This is pretty simple. I'm going to pop into the MLS and find an active listing in my office. No shade, Greensboro, but my license is hung in Winston-Salem, and it's a whole lot easier for me to pull a listing from there. So that's where I'm pulling it from. Grab a listing from here. That looks good. 520 Cedarwood Drive. Well, let me see. Let me get something that's been on a little bit longer. King, Innocent, and Winston. Ooh, Bentry. Ooh, yeah, let's take that. 4650 Cherry Hill Lane. Okay. So if you don't have your own listings yet, that's okay. We have lots of agents in our office that will be happy to let you put their listings up on your website. You can choose up to 12 listings, as it tells you over here on the left. Okay. And we're going to add 4650 Cherry Hill Lane to mine. So right now it says only my listings. I don't have listings. So I'm going to go to all listings. I'm going to search 4650. There we go. Cherry Hill Drive, Winston-Salem. Sometimes you got to keep typing in case there's something that matches. Maybe I'll find it and maybe I won't. Let's see. Did I type it right? Oh, Cherry Hill Lane. Come on, Monica, you got this. Here it is right here, right in front of my face. Oh, it's Roida's. That's funny. All right, I'm going to select and then I'm going to click done. Okay, so now there it is. Cherry Hill Lane. Roida's in the room, by the way. That's why it was funny to me. And I'm going to click Save Changes. I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to hit refresh to give it a second to update. And then maybe. I'm telling y'all, my internet's been working fine all morning. I've been flying through doing all kinds of stuff. And as soon as I get you guys on here, it decides to bog down on me. Oh, it's still there though. Ooh, so there's that featured listing that I just added. Okay, that's where they show up. Oh, now it finished refreshing. So there you go. It showed up right there. Okay. All right, good deal. So that's a pretty simple tab, featured listings. That's where you can add them. You can give them a name. Monica's featured listings, KW Elite featured listings, KW1 featured listings, whatever you want that to be called. Any questions on featured listings tab? Cool. Theme tab, super easy. You like red? You like black? Which one is it? Keep in mind, these are the first iteration of this website. This is going to do nothing but get better. And it looks like probably Roida is the only one in the room that remembers what it was like, because we had market leader websites and then we got Placer websites and you had to completely reconfigure everything that you had. And it was a nightmare. It was not fun, not a fun time. With our websites, the cool thing is we own them. So if we upgrade them, they already have all of our information because it's our system. So we won't have to really do any work. It will just be done for us, which is super cool. But for right now, you're just choosing, do you want your KW to be red or do you want it to be black? And it's in a couple of different places at the top left-hand side. But that's all that this is. And last but certainly not least are agent site pages. So if you create an agent site page, this is where you get defaulted to add it to your website. So for instance, if I decided that I don't want to have this featured restaurant anymore, I clicked it. I ended up with 3 dots right here. I can hit the 3 dots and click delete, click to confirm. And now on my website, that will be gone. So that's where you take away and put back or add pages to your website. All right, so that takes us through navigation. Any questions before we move into adding a page? Cool. So again, if we come into consumer, this is where we default, okay? In the upper right corner, we have a button that says create a new page. Click. Are we creating a page on our agent site, or are we creating a standalone landing page? I'm going to try my agent site first and click create. You always want to rename your page up here. So this is going to be Bootcamp January 2022. I can't believe how far we are through January already. Okay. On the right-hand side, you see your widgets. For every page that you make, you have to have at least one widget. So for example, these third-party pages that I've made, like the KW School of Real Estate, where I just linked it to another website, I have to have one of the widgets like this one. So you have to have at least one. Okay. So if you're on a team, you can pull over the team widget. It looks like this. It shows what the different people are, what their job is, what their photo is, and that is pulling from their profile in Command, which we're going to look at here in a few minutes so you know where to make those edits, but this is where it's pulling from. So if you're on a team and you want to add a team page, you can do so right there. If you want your agent profile page, that looks like this. So if you wanted to drop your biography at the bottom of something, then you can. And to get rid of it, I'm just clicking and clicking the trash can. The contact form, that's a super easy one to drop at the bottom of the page, right? Just want to show you guys what each one is. The testimonials carousel, it's easier for me to show you from this way. I have the testimonials list. It's just a straight down list. The carousel will show one testimonial and then it'll scroll across the screen sideways. So you have 2 choices, the list or the carousel. Okay. And the company profile is that one with the 2 paragraphs. So you have this intro, section 1, section 2. So you can really use this to whatever you want. I've got some people that use it to say, these are the areas that I work. These are my designations, right? So whatever you can think of that you would want to write 2 different paragraphs for, and you have the ability to change out the photos and all that kind of fun stuff there. Go ahead and close that. The testimonials capture form. This is where people can enter their testimonials. And it looks like this when it's in a live environment. The cool thing about this is, yes, you can just share this. I can just share monicaperry.kw.com/review Monica, and somebody can leave me a testimonial there. Also, if somebody leaves me a really glowing review on realtor.com or something that rhymes with pillow or Google or Facebook or wherever, right? Then I can just copy that review into my website. If I want to make sure that it's highlighted on my website, I can just come to this page myself and say that my client, this person at this address, client since 2022, rated me 5 stars, and here's their review, and I can add it and it will show up on my website. So it's kind of twofold there. And last but not least is that download my app. This is also a pretty good widget to drop at the bottom of some other form of content, right? When you have to have a widget on the page. Okay. If you ever wanted to add a third-party website, it's a little bit more, it's got a few more steps, but it's really not that hard. So I'm just going to quickly show it to you. You have this recording. If you ever find a website that you want to add to your own and you're like, I don't remember what she said, that's okay. Just shoot me a text and we'll get together and I will show you how to do it again. But for the purposes of the recording, I want to make sure that other people know how to do this as well. Okay. So I'm going to highlight a different restaurant because it's just the easiest way for me to show you. Nice and simple. My favorite sushi is Mizu. Okay. So say I wanted to make a partnership with all the restaurants around me and I'm going to feature you on my website for a month if you'll let me drop some business cards here with you at your front desk. Right. Good partnership. So I'm going to take Mizu's website and copy it. Okay. Now I need to go to a website called iframe-generator.com. And this is free. I'm going to rename this Mizu. And I want to change this height to 100 and change this to 100. Excuse Dakota, please. He hears somebody's voice. I'm going to change this to a percentage like so. And I'm going to paste that website in here. And now I'm going to hit the button that says generate. And you just wrote code. So name it 100, 100, change to percentage, paste the website in, click generate. Now I can copy this. So that's the steps. Back here, I have to have one widget, remember? So maybe I want people to download my app. I'm going to drop that over to the left. Okay. Then I'm going to open up Content Box, pull over this text and drop it above it, paste that code. How dare another dog walk past our house? How rude. All right. So now I have to hit configure widgets at the bottom. Okay. This says download the KW app. I'm fine with that. Fine with subtext. Fine with the button. I'm going to click save and apply. That's all I had to do. I'm going to click save. It's going to say, would you like to publish the page? Yes, I would. It's going to take me back to that site and app settings, agent site pages. I'm going to click add page. Here's the new one I just made. I'm going to click continue. Give it a name. Featured restaurant. Like so. Give it a slug. Featured restaurant. SEO description. I get asked this a lot. I usually just do Monica Perry, Keller Williams, Realty, Elite, 336-575-8473, Monica Perry at kw.com. That's usually all I put in here. And then I click save. It's showing up down here at the bottom. Go back to my website, refresh, and featured restaurant is added. and it's linked right to Mizu's website. Oh, it didn't save. Hold on. Hold, please. I think Dakota threw me off my game. Let me find it. I'm going to click edit. Let me see what I did wrong. Let me try that again. Oh, Dakota. He does so good usually, but there we go. Let's try this again. And again, this is not something that you guys have to do. I just like to show people what's available to them so that you guys know. Configure widget, save and apply, like so. It should have worked, and we'll publish the page. Watch it not be working today. That would be my luck. It's been that kind of a week, and now we're supposed to get more snow. Did y'all hear on Friday? Good times. My kids are driving me crazy because basketball keeps getting canceled. No good. No good for them. They have too much energy. Too much energy for that. Get rid of this matrix window. Well, it's just taking forever to load. I'm thinking about it. I guess it doesn't want to work for us today, but that's okay. It normally works. We'll see why that's not working later. But like this one, for instance, is what it would turn out like. Mizu's website would show up, your little box at the bottom would show up, and it would look like that. I think it's just choosing to be slow for us, because why wouldn't it do that to us today? But nonetheless, you don't have to do any of this stuff. I just like to show you guys what you got. Cool deal. Next up, landing pages. I love these landing pages. These are super easy. We're going to create a new page. You'll see you get some different widgets with landing pages than you got with the agent site page. A little bit more customization. Again, we're going to rename Bootcamp January landing page. And now we have this widget, agent branding. We have a branded header, which is my favorite one. A different looking lead form. Your legal footer to keep you compliant. The listing, which is one that I love. And a market snapshot. So if you live in a neighborhood that's got a lot of activity, market snapshots are a great one that you can just throw this together, go on Facebook, free social media posts, which I'll show you guys tomorrow, and say, here's what's happening in Old Sherwood Forest. Here's what's happening in Buena Vista, right? People love to click through these and see what's been getting sold. You have a Your Local Expert, which I think is really pretty. You can drop in a video, which is cool. So if you want to build a standalone web page that says, hey, I'm Monica Perry, your local real estate agent at Keller Williams, and you want to share that web page, then you can drop in a video. Okay. Again, you can do the testimonials capture form. So if you wanted it to be separate, a separate page from your website that you just shot out to people, then you could do that. And again, you have to download my app, which you guys have already seen. We still have the content box for image and text. So that's what we have there. So let's look at, we're going to talk about Facebook ads tomorrow. And one of the Facebook ads you can run that gets the most leads, quantity wise, the most leads is a single listing ad. Okay. So maybe you want to build a landing page for that listing. I like the branded header, and I'll show you what order I usually drop these in. You can see the green bar when I'm dragging over. So since the listing is a very long widget, I don't want to drag it over next because then I have to scroll down to drop the rest of the stuff. So I go top and then bottom, legal footer. I'm going to drop it at the bottom. And then I'm going to drop this listing in between. So you can see the green bar like so. Okay. Like that is what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to hit configure widgets. I'm going to give it a text. It's going to say welcome home. All the rest of my stuff looks good. So I'm going to save and apply. So now my branded header is done. I'm going to click the forward arrow. Now I need to add a listing. And I'm just going to grab one that's already showing up so I don't have to go searching for one. Okay. So now I can click save and apply. And this listings pictures are all going to start showing up here, as well as all of the information that's at the bottom of the listing. Okay, and hit next. My footer looks fine. It's got all my social stuff. That's all coming from my profile. Got to get this changed in my profile because we have a new address. And I just click save and apply again. And then I can publish the page. Yes, I want to update. And there is that page under landing pages right here. I now have a single listing landing page. And if somebody fills in the contact form on this page, it is going to bring them into my command as a lead. I'm going to get a notification in my bell icon up here. And I'm going to get a notification on the command app that somebody came into my landing page. Let me pull last month's and I will do a test. Boot camp test. Let me think of an email address I haven't used. That one. Use a phone number. Like so. I'm not a robot today. And send. Oh, I forgot the one. Did this to me last month. Why is it doing this to me? It's very annoying. Everything doesn't want to work for me today, y'all. Let me try that again. I wonder if it's just this page because I couldn't get it to do it again when I built a new page the other day. We'll try. And if it doesn't let us, then we'll just keep moving on. All right. I think it's that one specific page. But nonetheless, we do get notifications on it. If I can find one. I had one the other day when I was trying to figure out why that page wasn't working. And it worked just fine when I did it. But not when I'm on camera. Then it doesn't want to work. But landing pages, agent site pages, you get the gist. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with them. And these are first version. So we're going to get a lot more here. So that pretty much covers our side of what we can do, what we can customize, etc. We talked about contacts on Monday and how we can set up saved searches for our contacts. I'm going to retouch on that, and then we're going to move into looking from the eyes of the consumer. Because I get this question a lot as well. I'm in a contact. I'm going to come over to save searches, create a save search. I know it would be great to draw on the map. I'm going to click find on map as the agent. It is coming. It actually got released and then it got pulled back because it had a bug. So hopefully that's coming back out soon, and we will have a button that says draw as the agent, and we will be able to say, you know, they want to live in this little section right here, right? And draw a little spot on the map. But for now, we just have to search either by neighborhood or zip code, like 27104, and maybe their max price is 500,000, and they want a pool, enter, and they need 5+ bedrooms, and they need 3+ bathrooms. Then we can set this up 2710453 with pool. We can choose to turn on these email notifications and send them instantly, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and create the save search. So there's that save search. Now, anything that hits the market is going to email my client, one. Number two, if they're using my mobile app, it is going to give them a push notification. So 3 to 6 more inches of snow in the mountain, Gene. My goodness, I just saw that. All right, so let's try this. Screen share again. And I'm going to, there it comes. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go back. And I lost seeing y'all's beautiful faces, so let me fix that. Over here, cool. Okay, so the consumer app is the white app with the red KW on top. If you have not downloaded this to your phone, download it and create yourself an account, whether it's for you, your spouse, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, whoever, but create yourself an account as a consumer so that you can get in here and play around with the app. Okay. So from the consumer's perspective, this is what the app looks like. It's already pinpointing my location. Okay. They can choose a different map view if they like that satellite view. Then they can have the satellite view. The consumer can draw on the map. Like so. And only see the listings that are inside of that boundary. Okay, vice versa, they can draw on the website as well. Okay, so in here, they can look at different, and it is really important, guys, that you go in here and play around so that you know what this does, right? They can look at stuff that's pending, coming soon, new construction, foreclosure, short sales, right? Or they can choose to deselect some of these if they so choose. They can adjust by price. Like so. Property type. Maybe they only want to look at houses. They have a more button. However many bedrooms that they want, bathrooms that they want, square footage, lot size, year built. Parking is a toggle. They can even choose from some amenities here in the app. Open houses only and price reduced in the last 7 days. Okay. So they have all those filters in the app. They can look at listings in a list view by clicking up there, or they can revert back to the map. They can heart listings. And do they want to save it to their favorites, or maybe that's in his stretch goal, right? Love the traditional style. Whatever it is, they can make notes and they can click save. Okay. So from search functionality, pretty cool. The other good thing with our search functionality, both in the app and on the web, is that you have the ability to search by landmark. So maybe they are big baseball fans. And maybe Monica can learn to type. We'll find out.
Monica,
Yes. Was that Jean?
I just tried that out as a consumer and it's really great, but I noticed down at the bottom, it still has our old office
Yeah,
address.
it's not been updated in KWRI system yet. It'll pop in there.
Okay.
Yep. Great question, Jean. Oh, let me get back to search. Okay. So apparently I'm wrong. There it is. I was like, wait a minute. So it searched the Winston-Salem Dash Stadium, right? So you can search by landmark and then look at listings that are around that, which is cool. And then they could draw their little shape and do whatever they wanted there. Okay. So searching by landmark is super fun. They have their history showing up here. They also have their feed. So I set them up this new search from my side, remember? And they can see all of this in the feed and see any new listings that hit in different search settings that they had set up. Ooh, that's cool. Which is cool. So they have like a feed, you know, that's what people are used to. And the other thing that people are used to is liking stuff by hitting hearts and thumbs up. So very similar. They can look at open houses, price changes that happened in all their different saved search criterias. My saved searches are a little crazy, as it was when I bought this house in the first place. There was like 3 houses that fit what I actually wanted, which was a 5-3 with a pool. But nonetheless, I found one. But anyway, they can look at their feed there. Here's the guide, right? They can see it in the mobile app too. And you can see that I customized mine. So whenever guides come back up to where we can edit them, I mean, the default guides are fine. They have a lot of information in them. I just added North Carolina stuff to it, a lot of stuff about due diligence, a lot of stuff about my own personal vendors that I like to use. And I do teach a class on how to edit these guides. So as soon as they're back to being editable, I will show you guys how to do it. So you can see like make an offer. I've added terms like due diligence and stuff like that in there because it wasn't in there because due diligence isn't a countrywide thing, right? So that's the guide. Now my Zoom bar is in my way. They can look at what they've saved in their little collections. Neighborhoods they're following. And then under the more button, they can even add a co-buyer so that that person can share in the experience with them. Nope. There we go. So they can invite a co-buyer to look at this with them, which is really cool. Okay. And they can change their password. So the most important thing to remember with these consumer platforms like the mobile app and the website, they have to have an account in order for you to be able to see what they're doing in the command side of stuff. So if you're afraid that if you send your client the mobile app, they're going to forget to create an account, one tip that I have, I'm going to take my phone away, is to just go to your own website. Okay. Go to your own website. I'm going to sign out from being Dakota. And you can click with their permission, of course, with your client's permission, you can click sign up. And there we go. you can say, you know, Betty Buyer at gmail.com. And then you can give her password as her cell phone number. Right. And then when you send Betty the link, you can say, hey, Betty, I've already set up your account for you. You're going to log in with your Gmail address and your cell phone number as the password. However, once you get into the system, feel free to change your password. Right. So that way you don't have to worry about, did Betty set up an account? Because you've already done it for her. So it seems like a nice service for you to be adding, and you're guaranteeing that you, from your perspective, are going to be able to see their activity, right? So I can see all of the activity that Dakota has been doing, like favoriting listings, like searching neighborhoods. I'm going to be able to see all of those from his contact card, which is super convenient. Let me get into mine. So there's not a ton of customization yet, and I get that, and that's okay. You can use other websites if that's what tickles your fancy, but otherwise you get to add a little bit of something to make it your own, if you would like. So there you go. You can see what's happening. They're searching in neighborhoods. They're favoriting listings. Internet's really killing me right now. It's going really slow. So there you go. That's what it looks like when they're favoriting stuff and creating collections, which is really cool for you to be able to track. So if nobody's doing anything for 3 months and then all of a sudden you see them look at 30 houses, maybe it's time to call that person, right? Well, how can I see what they're doing? This recently active button or column right here shows you recent activity on your website. So if you need to check and see what people have been doing, if you're really doing a lot of sharing of your app, of your website, then you can come in daily and see who's been recently active so that you can reach out to them. Right? So super cool. So again, none of this stuff is stuff you have to do. Your website's already up and running. It's functioning. Don't bog yourself down in the details. It's never a good idea, but I just want you guys to know what type of customization you can have. And again, if you're ever like, hey, I just want to add this stuff and I forgot how to do it, just reach out to me. But that being said, I'm going to give you guys a break. I've been trying to figure out where to fit a more detailed look of the Command app in. And I've decided that's going to be today. So I'm going to give you guys a 5-minute break. And if you want to come back, we're going to put the Command app up on the screen and take a look around and see what that's like. And you answer any questions that you guys might have. Okay. I'll put the timer up, turn you guys on some music, and I'll see you back here in a minute. Go. Cool deal. All right, friends. So the Command app. Let me turn on. That. Okay. Here we go. So the Command app, again, we talked about this, is meant for, and that is the red background with the white KW, is meant to enhance your Command experience, not replace it. So opportunities, for example, is not yet available in the Command app. Is it coming? Probably, and it's not here yet. Right now, what we do have is this home screen with contact tasks showing due today, due soon, and past due. New leads to claim if you're on a team. Leads never contacted, you will see if you're on a team and if you're an individual. The recently active on our website and mobile app will show up there. Birthdays, anniversaries, and profit share are what are going to show up on your home screen. So you can toggle between your personal account and your team by clicking this icon in the lower right corner that is more than likely your photo. You can switch between team and personal. So again, if we have those contacts hanging out in our personal account that we're cultivating and talking to and communicating with frequency and intensity, then we can toggle back and forth between the two sets of contacts. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click into my tasks. So these are things that I need to do today. I can look at past due, next 7 days, due later. Remember that discussion we had about the roof in the very first day of boot camp? How impressive would it be if you reminded somebody that they said they had 5 years of life left in their home inspection on their roof, and you want to make sure that you do that? Well, on 7/26 of 2023, I will be calling Dakota to remind him of that. So that's due later. So it's just going to hang out there with me, right? You can set that up as a task. You can also toggle over to your opportunities task. So for right now, contact task and opportunity tasks. Opportunity tasks are the ones that we looked at in the checklists and opportunities yesterday. They're separate, right? They have that toggle at the top, which means that on the home screen, when you are seeing tasks that are due, it is not including your opportunity task at this time. They are going to combine the two together soon, is what I've been told. So you will see them on the home screen, and you won't have to do this toggling back and forth. You'll still have the ability to only see one or the other, but it will default to being together so that you'll see everything that you have due today. But for right now, to get into opportunities, you need to click on the tab. And then you'll see I need to email my photographer tips and my seller, and I need to update this opportunity phase. Okay. So task has its own applet down here, and you can add tasks easily. Right. So I can say, call to check in on loan status. Has the pre-approval process been completed? Is it an all-day task or no? I can uncheck it. I can give it a due date. Maybe I need to do this tomorrow at 9 a.m. I can add a hyperlink if I need to, and I can now choose to associate a contact. So if I need to do this for Sasha, then I can check Sasha's contact and click save up at the top. And I can mark it as a call task and click save at the top. Okay, so now what's due later? I can look at call task only. Can look at what's due in the next 7 days. The cool thing about this is when you make it a call task, it's actually got the call button. So you can just click it and call the contact. So if you think about, your calling schedule, if you're using that quarterly call plan, then you have those set up as call tasks. You can just open your phone, look at the fact that you need to make those phone calls and hit that call button right from there, connect to them. And as soon as you complete the call, it will ask you if you want to add it to your timeline. Okay. under who to contact, leads never contacted. I can see who I need to call there. Those are smart views that are set up in contacts. So we touched on smart views on Monday. The more that you set yourself up in the command desktop area, the better off you're going to be in the command app. So we talked about DTD2 calling. So maybe this week is my A&W call list. I can click on that smart view and I can start making those phone calls right from here. Cool deal. But you have to set up the smart views over here in the command desktop version. Okay. Go back to all. I can go into my filters within the command app. Contact types. Are they a contact or a lead? Who have I last contacted? So maybe I want to reach out to anybody that I haven't contacted in 90 days or more, then I could do that. Recently active, and of course I can search by tags. Okay. So I also have those as smart views up here, plus I can drop down. So those are pretty cool. I can add a new contact on the go, which is something that we were always missing, is the ability to add a new contact until we got the command app. I can do that right from here. When I'm in contacts, I have the add new button in the upper right corner. So if I run into Jean at the grocery store and I've never met Jean, but I hear her talking about buying a house, I might start talking to Jean and then I will go in and add her contact right then and there. I could even put her on a smart plan from the app, which is super cool. Okay. All right, so let me open up my contact. I'm going to move back into my team so I can open up my own contact. So from the search view, I can call, right? I can click the text button and choose to send using Twilio or mobile. And I can click the email button. It's going to open up my options for emails on my phone. If I have one set to default, it's just going to open up that. But if I have several that I use, then I can do that, and it's going to open up an email to that contact directly. And no matter how long it's been, when I come back into the command app the next time, it's going to say, would you like to add this email to Monica Perry's timeline? Would you like to add this call? Would you like to add this text? I can say yes. I can take a note. Okay. I'm going to click into the actual contact. I can add and remove tags from the app. So maybe they were a tentative buyer and now they're going to be an actual buyer. I could remove that tag and add a new tag. I can edit the contact up here at the top, which is super cool. I can call, text, email, or click my three dots. And one of the things I love about this is that I can save the contact to my phone. So I've had a big discussion with an agent. She has a huge number of people in her Google contacts, right? And she was like, well, there's sometimes like if it's a lead, I don't necessarily want them to be in my phone contacts because it's just taking up room in my contacts. But if I start talking to them and they become a client, then I want to add them to my contacts. This is a great way to do that. The lead can just hang out in command. And as soon as they become an actual client, you could click save to phone and it will let you complete the action using your phone's contact app of choice, which is super cool. So again, that's under the three dots right there. I can see my timeline. Again, I can choose what types of activity I want to see. All texts. It's going to take forever. I can see calendar events. There it is. I can see calendar events with this person, calls, emails, favorited listings, all that kind of fun stuff on the app as well as in the desktop version. Smart plans. I have this person on the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. I could unsubscribe them from it if they don't want to be there anymore. Or I could add them to a different smart plan, right? So maybe I want to put them on my Happy Valentine's Day smart plan. And that's going to start on February 14th. So I can do all the things as far as adding somebody to a smart plan that I can do on the desktop. I just can't actually build the smart plan in the app. So it's an enhancement, right? So now I can pull down to refresh and I will see that they're going to be on my Happy Valentine's Day smart plan. I can take notes, which is probably one of my favorite things, because taking notes on our conversations with the people in our sphere is one of the most important things that we can do, because then the next time that we speak to them, the fact that we remembered what we talked about the last time, we talked to hundreds of people, they may not, right? So if we talk to them and we're like, oh yeah, what did we talk about last time? I don't really remember. I just talked to so many people. That doesn't make them feel very special, right? But if I have my notes on my contact, and then I can reach back out and say, I hope the kids enjoyed their time out of school for the snow. Did you guys do some sledding? And they're like, oh, how sweet. She remembers what we talked about last week, right? So take notes. And then of course I can see any tasks that are specific to this contact, as well as add a task with the plus button at the bottom. Then I can do that from here. Good deal. So I've got my widgets, I've got my contacts. Within my contacts, I can see a lot of information. I can add contacts, edit contacts, put those contacts on smart plans. So think about an open house. Think about the combination in an open house of using that landing page where they're entering their information and then they can look at the pictures of the houses. And then that contact's automatically added to my command. It's going to come in as a lead that came in off of that landing page. And then I can say, okay, cool. This contact came in today. I want to go ahead and put them on my open house smart plan, or whatever I have it called in there, right? So it automatically added the contact when they filled out the lead form on the open house sign in. They're automatically in my command app. I can automatically put them on the open house smart plan. So as they're walking out the door, it's going to say, thanks for stopping by my open house. What did you think about the open house? And then it has several steps after that. So when you think about all these things integrating together, it can really give you a good experience, right? A fluid experience, if you will, with people. So the last things that we have is the 3 lines, the hamburger menu, as this is called, at the bottom. We can access the lead pool if we are on a team. Okay, under that. We can get to our profile. We can get to command training. Maybe, unfortunately, our open house doesn't have a lot of visitors. Then we can click on this and we can learn more about something while we're sitting there waiting for the next people to come in, right? So this defaults you to answers.kw.com under the command app, but you can also click here and search for whatever you want, which is cool. questions or anything that you guys want to see on the Command app. Notifications are up here in the upper right corner. I'm going to drop an article into the chat for you. Bear with me for 1 second. Let me find it. I'm going to have to clean up my desktop. I've been saving too much stuff here. Well, I swore I had it over there. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I have a document that shows the different types of notifications you're going to get. Here we go. Drop that in the chat. You can download it, and this is what it looks like. So it shows you in opportunities when the MCA approves your commission, then you're going to get an in-app notification and a push notification. So that means you're going to get a notification up here at the top. In-app, you're also going to get a push notification, which are these ones that pop in and give you haptic, which means vibration. And if you have an alert turned on, it will, like a sound notification, it will give you that too. Okay. So in-app means in the bell. Push means the ones that come into your drop down. Okay. So that's the difference between the two, and that article, and there will probably be new ones coming out and coming out and coming out as they add more notifications. But you can see there are some that you get in the app that you don't get a push notification for. But when a new lead comes in, you get a push notification. If somebody registers on your agent site or a landing page, you get a notification. So those are really, really good. New leads to claim. If your Rainmaker, if you're on a team, assigns you a contact to work on, you're going to get one like that. If you're on a team, we looked at those discussions and opportunities yesterday. If somebody adds you in the opportunity discussion, you will also get a push notification, which is really quite helpful so that you know that somebody's trying to get to you with a question. I think that's about it in the Command app for now. It will continue to get new features. You see they've left us some room down here at the bottom. Our most recent addition was the ability to check text through Twilio, which is that mass texting platform that we have if we want to have it. It does have a cost, but that is the newest release in the Command app, version 1.1. So it's brand new, and we'll get a lot more. So does anybody have any questions before we end up? If not, I'm going to give you back 25 minutes of your day to do with as you wish, something productive, I'm sure. Not scroll through TikTok. I might for a minute. All right. No questions? Wow. All right, guys. I'm here if you need me. Let me know if I can do anything to help you guys out, and I appreciate you coming. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over social media posts, social media ads, the designs platform, making flyers and really nice graphics. We did get a new update in designs, which is really exciting that I can't wait to show you guys live. And I'm here if you need me. Talk to you soon.